Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with a Total War Warhammer video. When the Twisted and the Twilight was released, a few people had taken to social media to voice their displeasure that the Stormfiends, a unit mentioned and released during the end times in Warhammer Fantasy Battle, was not included in the DLC. A co-creation by Clan Moulder and Clan Scryer, using the best technology they both had available to them, they created a Rat Ogre, which was fused with very powerful technology. They are a much requested unit, and I can say as a tabletop player, they were extremely overpowered. And while it makes sense that Creative Assembly have not added them in yet, we're still not in an end time scenario in Total War Warhammer, we can obviously look towards modders to create these horrifying monstrosities. Released in Chaos Robbie's Moulder's Menagerie mod, the Stormfiends join the ranks of the Giant Rats, the Chimera Rat, and even the Burrowing Behemoth. But let's not waste any more time and check these monsters out. While available in Custom Battle, you will also be able to recruit both variants of Stormfiends in your campaigns. Yes, there are two different variants. To be able to unlock recruitment for these monsters, you will need to build up the Moulder monster tree, of course, up to its last level in tier 5. Not only that, but you'll also have to build up the one associated with Clan Scryer. The Stormfiends are of course a cooperation work between Clan Moulder and Clan Scryer, so it makes sense to have to build them both up. While that might indeed take some time to unlock, you have to bear in mind that yes, they are quite strong, so it does make sense to have both in order to be able to unlock them. Of course, using food to get your settlements to its highest tier means that you'll unlock these buildings fairly quickly, so it's not like you're going to take too much time to bring them onto the battlefield. The first variant is that of the Stormfiends with rattling guns. 145 range with armor-piercing missiles. It's safe to say that once you recruit these guys, your normal rattling guns will be made pretty much redundant. They are extremely fast, have a decent amount of armor, and can pack a punch in melee combat should they so need to. They also inspire terror and are siege attackers. Stat-wise, it's actually not as overpowered as some people might think. You have to take into account that this is indeed an end times unit, and it was powerful simply because everything in the end times was powerful. The second variant is that of the Stormfiends with warp fire throwers. 100 range with warp fire weapons. Those who are used to warp fire throwers know how much damage these things can actually do. And with those weapons now being attached to some rat ogres, they are incredibly mobile, and thus you'll be able to flank around your enemy without any problem and cause devastating firepower. They also have the same other stats when compared to the ones with the rattling guns, meaning that they can be used in melee combat without any issue whatsoever. So unlike the generic weapons teams, when their ammo runs out, you can still use them in combat and not have to fear too much about losing them. For the sake of stat comparison, I want to compare their stats with the officially added Rat Ogres and Mutant Rat Ogre, and also the Armored Rat Ogres which were added in the very same mod. As you can see through these comparisons, the Stormfiends are extremely powerful and have so much better stats. And just before again people say it's too overpowered, you have to take into account, as I've stated before, that these are end times units. They are extremely powerful in their own right. Anything that was added in during the end times was usually quite powerful. The Morghas, the forms of magic, or even just Nagash. Now let's take the time to check them out on the battlefield and see what they can do. With a decent range on both of them, to be honest, they can fire and do quite a lot of damage before enemies get right to them. I'm testing this on a basic zombie horde just to show off what they can actually do. You will also notice that they will raise their arm with the weapon to be able to fire. Some small animation things like this is just absolutely fantastic, and shows the level of detail when it comes to modders creating monsters or any unit in particular for the Total War Warhammer series. I have also noticed that when your enemies get too close, Obviously your front line will engage, but your backline of these Stormfiends will try continue to fire if they can. This is absolutely fantastic, as say for example your warp fire throwers, while they can do a lot of damage in melee, will do a lot more with their ranged weaponry, and it's actually quite satisfying to watch them fire over the other rat ogres and fire into the enemy lines. Of course, on the battlefield they are very much a multi-purpose unit. Keep them at a distance and do as much damage as possible from afar, and when your ammunition has been spent, charge them right in with the rest of your forces. They are armored enough to be able to take a few good hits, and as all rat ogres, they'll deal a decent amount of damage to anything in its path. The Stormfiends currently only have 2 variants of the 6 that were added in during the end times. You will notice that many of their other arms will also have other forms of weaponry, which were actually the weapons used by the other variants of Stormfiend. I personally am not sure if the modders intend to add in the other variants in the future. It would be nice as a completionist, but it's definitely not needed. The 2 currently available are extremely powerful and you really don't need the others. These units were added in through Chaos Robbie's Moulder Menagerie mod, and it will be linked in the description below should you want to try it out. Once again, can we just sing the praises of the modding community? They are once again proof that should Creative Assembly not want to add in each and every unit, lord, hero and so on of the Warhammer Fantasy world, that we can place our trust to the modders to be able to do so. But again, before we finish this video, I do highly recommend the Moulder's Menagerie mod. Not only does it add in Stormfiends, but it adds in a lot of flavor for the Clan Moulder roster, which was unfortunately never added in for the Twisted and the Twilight. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.